What is going on, Blossom is back, and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Today I've got a very interesting video for you, a question that I've been wanting to answer for quite a long time, okay? I don't think a lot of people have came up with this question, but, you know, it's a pretty interesting one nonetheless. It's the Consolation Prizes. Which prize car had the best Consolation Prize? Now, this is how the video is going to go down. We're going to have a little bit of fun. You can feel free to play along if you want to as well. So, what I'm going to do is cover every single tri-series that we have had within the past 365 days. Initially, the video idea was every single tri-series that we've had ever. Yeah, we've had a lot of tri-series, guys. We've had a lot. So, I limited it to the last 365 days, okay? These are all the prize cards that have given out, that have come out, and this is how it's going to work. So, each slide, it starts off this way. We've got the Tier 3 prize car, the Tier 4 prize car, and the Tier 5 prize car, okay? Now, in terms of continuity, is that even a word? I just woke up from a nap, so I'm kind of groggy right now. In terms of continuity, that's not the... I know the words, just that my brain is not clocking in. But anyway, we've got Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 5. And what I'm going to do is that on the top, there's always going to be a hint to tell you what you think the prize card is going to be. And obviously, we've got the rating in terms of how I rank all the cards that were given out. So for this particular prize card, the hint is called the German Marksman. The Tier 3 prize car, the main consolation prize, if you ended up being 13th and you missed out on the prize car, was the Peugeot SR1, which I give a rating of 1 out of 5. For a Tier 3 epic prize car, an RQ69 is honestly a joke. A lot of the Tier 3 epics are usually like RQ 77, 76, 75. This being a 69, RQ performance cars is an absolute joke. The Tier 4 prize car being the BMW X6, I mean, that is also not great. And I honestly think that the best car given out here is Citroen C3. In terms of just like, a pound for pound value, okay? It is an ultra rare, so, it doesn't bring the value of an epic, you can't fuse it into a legend. But as far as ultra rares go, the C3 Max is a pretty good ultra, which I give a 4 out of 5. So anyway, guys, for every single slide, feel free to guess what prize card you think it is, and let me know your score down in the comments below. This was called the German Marksman, 3, 2, 1. These were the prizes for the Audi R18. I remember I got the Peugeot SR1 for this one. It absolutely sucked. It was a prize car or you were a bust. Both the epics were terrible. Total point score is 6 out of 15, because it has a 1 out of 5, 1 out of 5, and 4 out of 5. And at the end, I'll give you my top 3 as well in terms of the highest scoring cars. Alright, now that you understand the concept, let's keep on going. This one is called the Family Man. The Tier 3 prize car was the Lotus Exige V6, the Audi RS5 Cabriolet, and the Jaguar XJ 5.0. The scores as listed below. I thought that the epic was a pretty good prize car. The Lotus Exige V6 was a pretty nice consolation prize, all things considered. It was a pretty decent epic. The Audi RS5 Cabriolet was pretty terrible. It was an epic when it was given out, and that's the only reason why I'm not giving it a 0 out of 5. Because when it went down to an ultra rare, you can use it as an easy legendary fuse. And they have the Jaguar XJ 5.0, which honestly wasn't that great. I mean, it was an 83 handling standard tire car when you max it out, medium ground clearance, 5-seater in saloon. There were some situations you could have used it in, but it wasn't the greatest. If this was like, at the beginning of Great Exhibition, the Jaguar XJ 5.0 would be a little bit better. But this car has been used for a very long time, so I'm going to give that a 2 out of 5 as well. These were the prize cars for the Koenigsegg Yamera HV8. And I'm giving it a total point score of 8 out of 15, mainly carried by that pretty nice epic Tier 3 prize car. So even if you miss out on the Yamera, the Lotus Exige V6, as far as, Tier 3 epics go, it's one of the better ones already. Moving on, we've got the Gran Turismo prize car. Again, the Frabau GTS, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I know it's a legend, and I know you can't use it that much anymore, but you can fuse it away into an epic, okay? And on top of that, when it was given out as an epic, this thing was wonderful. One of the best dragsters in the game at the time if you could max it out as an epic. The Porsche 911 GT3 3.6, it's a great car. I love it. But it's just not that useful, let's be honest. And the Porsche 911 Carrera as well. I mean, it's an average super rare, giving it a 3 out of 5. So, Gran Turismo, what car was it? It was indeed the Mazda RX Vision GT3. Honestly speaking, if I didn't win the Mazda RX Vision, I would have been perfectly happy with the Frabau GTS. That is actually a pretty damn decent epic to win, and then it goes legendary afterwards as well, which then again becomes useless. But the way that I would have seen it is that the Fireball GTS, I would have won it, would have maxed it, went up to legendary, I got my tokens back, I could max another epic of my choosing, and then fuse away the Fireball GTS. Still at 5 out of 5. Port Ocean and 11 GT3, yeah, not that great. Yeah, giving it a total score of 10 out of 15. Moving on, this one, the Great Dane. Comment down below what you think this prize car is. Start off with the Mercedes AMG GT Roadster. Now, the funny thing is, this is not the first time that you will see this car today. This car has been given out as, I believe, a Tier 3 twice. So the Mercedes, in the same year, the AMG GT Roadster, 3 out of 5. I mean, it's seen more as a dragster, and that's why I got that RQ increase. It ain't amazing though as a dragster. There are a lot better options. So I'm gonna give that 3 out of 5. Even within Mercedes, you got the CLK DTM, right? And then in terms of the Tier 4 prize car, it was a Ginetta G56 GTA. This was a great one, a great epic to get. One of the best epics that they've given out, honestly. A great little bargain, handles incredibly well. And then the Tier 5 prize car is a Vauxhall Insignia, giving it a 2 out of 5. That was the Zenvo Aurora Agile, giving it a score of 10 out of 15. Once again, there are a lot of cars which I ended up scoring 10 out of 15, which is, it's okay. Moving on, hint. Orange, that's it. Prize card is given out. Roof SCR 4.2, which I gave a 4 out of 5. Alpha 1750, 2 out of 5. And a Ginetta G60, which I think is an average Ultra of 3 out of 5. What prize card was it? Orange. That's the hint one more time. It is indeed the Radical RXC 600R, giving it a total score of 9 out of 15. Okay, and we're back. I had a small little water break, which it would be really stupid if I forgot to edit out in the edits. But anyway, yeah, Radical RXC was the next one, guys. Remember, okay, this was the hint. It was orange. We will see something like this very soon. So yeah, 9 out of 15. I thought the SR was pretty decent, and honestly, I wouldn't mind that epic prize car if I didn't win the Radical RXC. Moving on, hint, Overwatch's Diva. I couldn't think of a better hint for this one. I do apologize. So, if you can get it off Overwatch's Diva as a hint, that would be pretty impressive. The prizes were pretty decent here, honestly. Lotus 211 Supercharge was the epic Tier 3 prize car, which I give a 5 out of 5. 100 handling, super light car. This and the super light used to be the two premier epic twisty cars that you could get back in the day. The BMW M3 CSL, pretty decent Tier 4 car to get. 97 handling, if you are bothered to max it out. And the real X factor with that car is that it's medium ground clearance. It's also a coupe. It's a 4-seater. So it's really quite decent. The only reason why I'm not giving it a higher score is because, you know, it's RQ70. Like, not a lot of people will want to max like a mid-range epic. You know, that's about it. And then the Aston Martin Virage, pretty decent Ultra as well. Not good, not bad, but you know what? Pretty inoffensive. That's a good word, I would say. But this was obviously the Bugatti Divo. You get it? Divo? Diva? I know, it wasn't the best. What would you call it? It wasn't the best hint, but I couldn't think of anything else. This was pretty decent. Overall score of 11 out of 15. So the first one, the highest score that we've seen so far in terms of that, you know, aggregate score of 11 out of 15. Now, moving on. This is the Midori Marmite. Lamborghini Diablo VT was terrible. 1 out of 5, but not as bad as the Tier 4 prize car, which is the Volvo XC60. That got a 0 out of 5, mainly because it's a terrible epic, and it didn't go down to an ultra rare. It's still a terrible epic, which means if you want it then, you're still stuck with it now, and there's nothing they can do about it. And then the Lotus Esprit V8, which again is average. This one I thought was a pretty smart hint. So if you can guess what prize car this is, let me know down in the comments below. Midori Marmite. Okay, 3, 2, 1, boom. It was the Brahmabm BT62 competition. Why Marmite? Because Australian. Why Midori? Because that's green in Japanese. Lamborghini Diablo VT. Again, just 1 out of 5. Total point score 4 out of 15. This one was one of the worst, but it wasn't the worst. I'm pretty sure I gave one a score of 2 out of 15. Okay, moving on. Mario in Japan, that's your hint. Radical 110 Club Sport, that was the Tier 3 prize car, followed by the X19 Delara. Again, just like the Volvo, not a good epic, and you can't get any value out of it because it hasn't gone down to an ultra rare, so you're still stuck with it if you want it. The only thing that it provides, I guess, is fuse for your legends. And then you've got the Lotus Elise Cup 250, which is probably one of the best ultra rares that they've actually released as a prize. So 350555. I don't think they've ever released the Peugeot Maxi 306 as a, you know, ultra rare prize car. At least not within the last year. But the lowest Elite Cup 250 is a little bit close. It comes close to that maxi, right? I don't think they're giving out the Zeniths either, not that I remember. But anyway, total score of 8 out of 15. It is indeed the Mitsubishi IMSA Evolution III. Moving on, next one, not quite a Dreamliner. I like this hint too, so let me know down in the comments below if you can get this one. Not quite a Dreamliner. Porsche 940 Carrera GTP 4 out of 5. I kind of wish that I got this because I didn't get the prize car, but I didn't get the tier 3 either. Which really sucks because I don't own the 924 Carrera GTP and I would like that. 4 out of 5 in my opinion, just slightly worse than that Lotus 211 Cup that we saw just now, which I gave a 5 out of 5. The Roof Arcade Coupe was next, 1 out of 5. Dude, honestly, it's terrible. The MRA has been cut, the handling isn't great, still an epic. I don't know what to do with this car. It's a jack of all trades, master of none. They got the Morgan Aero Max, which is the same thing as the Roof. It's a jack of all trades, master of none. Slightly higher score because it's one of the better ultra rare, still is a 63, and it's easier to upgrade compared to the Roof Arcade Coupe. But in total, not quite a Dreamliner. That was obviously the Mazda 767B, the sister of the 787, which is the Dreamliner, the Boeing Dreamliner. Get it? I was pretty proud of this one. Anyway, point score 7 out of 15. Moving on, hint, 1,900 horsepower. The tier 3 prize cards are Corvette Stingray convertible C8, 3 out of 5. In my opinion, I wouldn't mind getting that. And then we've got the Porsche 911 Carrera 4, 0 out of 5, and the Spiker C8 Swab, 3 out of 5 as well. The reason why I'm giving that a 3 out of 5 was because, again, for the same reason as the Farbout, when you got it and you won it as an ultra rare, it probably got you value. It didn't get you as much value as the Farbout because, you know, the Spiker C8 wasn't the best. It was still losing to the Fiji that used to be an ultra and the BMW M5. And they all went up to Epic together. And you get your tokens back and then you can fuse the C8 away. So I think overall it has been useful for the entirety of its lifespan in anyone's garage. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5 because I recognize this isn't the best. But it's definitely better than the 911 Carrera 4, which again, it's one of those where it's like a useless epic that didn't go down in rarity, so you're stuck with it if you got it. But anyway, it was the Ultimate Billy Pininfarina Battista, giving us a score of 6 out of 15. Moving on, hint, Red Bull. GMC Typhoon, and no, this is not Liam Lawson or anything like that, but GMC Typhoon 4 out of 5. That was a pretty good epic prize car. Helps you in a lot of dailies, actually, with the high ground clearance that is needed. The BMW 535i was next. That used to be an epic. That was a pretty bad one. And the Subaru Legacy 2.5 GT was given out as well. 411, giving us a total score of 6 out of 15 for the Hyundai Veloster rally car. I won the GMC Typhoon for this one. That was alright. Moving on, hint, Croatian Spaceship. This is pretty damn easy when you put the word Croatian in it. So obviously you guys probably get it. Tier 3, Don Comfort D8, 3 out of 5. Lotus Evora 400, again, 3 out of 5. I think it's actually a pretty good epic. The only reason why not a lot of people want to upgrade it was because it's an RQ68. This used to be one of the best RQ epics in the game. You know, back when it had like 98 MRA. Remember that? Before it got a nerf? Before Hutch realized, oh wait, these are Toyota Camry engines. Why do they have like, you know, 100 MRA? And the Volvo V90T at all-wheel drive, wrapping it up with a 1 out of 5. Those were the consolation prizes for the Rimac E-Runner Concept 1, giving us a total of 7 out of 15. Next one, yes! This was the worst one ever. I'm glad I won the prize car because this was absolutely terrible. This is the worst set of consolation prizes that we have seen in the past year. Probably that we've seen ever, honestly. 2 out of 5. Citroen C Experience, 1 out of 5. Only reason why it gets a score is because it's 4-wheel drive standard. The Volkswagen Golf R, shit. Everything about it. I hate the car too. And the Hyundai Genesis 3.8 sedan. The only reason why I'm giving it a point is because it's easy to upgrade. That's about it. So yeah, overall, those are the prizes for the Radical SR10 XXR. Remember I told you guys to remember the hint that was orange? Well, this is the hint that is blue. So there you go. 2 out of 15. That is the worst one that you will see today. Moving on. Hint. Don't know if you guys got that. But the Acura RLX 3 out of 5. Lancer Evolution 3 out of 5. And again, the Volvo. Not good for the Ultras that have been given out, man. Most of them are just terrible. But anyway, prize card was the Centodieci. That's why, you know, just, I like pronouncing it. Centodieci. 0.7 out of 15. Just average epics and a terrible Ultra. That's it. Moving on. Triple Diamond in the dirt. The tier 3 prize car was a Lotus Exige Cup 380. Pretty decent, 4 out of 5. But I thought that honestly, this is one of the rare cases where the tier 4 epic was better than the tier 3 epic. And that's the Spiker C, it's Spider T, that also gets a 4 out of 5. Both of the cars, I think, are just shy of the premier. You know, like the Lotus Exige Cup 380 is a great twisty epic, but not the best. The Spiker C, Spider T, is a great drag epic, but not the best. But both are very good, so 4 out of 5 from both. And then we've got the Morgan Aero Super Sports, which is just giving us a total score of 10 out of 15. Mitsubishi Lancer WRC 05. I remember, I think I won the C8 Spider on this, definitely on Gawam's, I think on my main account as well. It was just simply the better car. I really wanted the Lancer, but unfortunately I couldn't get it. So I think I ended up going with the C8 Spider. Okay, moving on. Hint, Japan at IMSA. We got a BMW i8 Roadster, Hyundai Envision 74, and the Mercedes-Benz R63. Why am I giving the Hyundai Envision 74 a 5 out of 5? If it wasn't for the most recent Tri-Series, I think I would have given it a 4, maybe even a 3. But this is one of 2 epic prize cars that has been given out in a Tri-Series that has become one of the most useful cars in a succession. In a future Tri-Series. There you go. Again, still groggy. The Hyundai Envision 74. This was one of the cars that won me the most recent prize car for the KTM. And it won a lot of people the KTM as well. Because a lot of people in my bracket had the Hyundai Envision 74 fully upgraded. So because of that, you know, if you ended up being tier 4 in this final, you've got 20% of a winning hand for the KTM, you know, GT2 or whatever the prize car was this weekend. So because of that, I'm gonna get a 5 out of 5. A BMW i8 Roadster is okay, 3 out of 5 as well, and the Mercedes is okay, giving us a total score of 10 out of 15 for the Mazda RT24P. Now, moving on, hint. Slytherin House. Same thing here. That's why I'm giving the Cadillac CTS-V Coupe a 5 out of 5. If you won that Cadillac CTS-V Coupe, there's a high damn chance that you won yourself a prize car recently in that Peugeot, right? Because they forced a medium ground clearance into the track sets, and this was one of the few medium ground clearance, not only a few, this was the best medium ground clearance car that you could have used. So again, if you ended up tier 4 for this prize car, you know, that was a blessing in disguise, because this epic has gone on to be an pivotal game changer in, you know, a future Tri-Series, okay? So the Cadillac CTS gives a 5 out of 5. Hyundai Elantra was great as well, 4 out of 5. It's a decent ultra rare, and the Ultima Can-Am, honestly, also a great prize car, a great consolation prize of a 4 out of 5. So overall, this is a very high score. Greens across the board. What's the hint? Let's get it. It's the Draco Dragon, because Draco. Points, 13 out of 15. That is almost perfect, mind you. That was a good set of prizes, honestly. Now, next up, hint, the anniversary of Miami. Prizes here are pretty bad. 222. Audi A6, only reason why it gets a 2, 4-wheel drive standard, not the worst thing in the world. Roof 3008, again, you know, just not that premier all-wheel drive, you know, performance tire car anymore. There are a lot of cars that handle better MRA, blah, 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 blah. Holden HSV, again, nothing great about it. Medium ground clearance, 93 handling, that's about it. But yeah, total score, 6 out of 15 for the Lamborghini Countach LPI 800-4. Moving on, hints. I hate it. I won this prize car, but I freaking hate it because it's a van, you know, it's electric, and it's disgusting. I hate it. The Consolation Prizes, tier 3, Mitsubishi Lancer, 3 out of 5. Viper SRT10, 2 out of 5. Love the car, but come on, when do you ever use it? And last but not least, the Jaguar X-Type being a pretty okay ultra, 4 out of 5. It's a good one. That was the Ford Supervan 4, giving us a total score of 9 out of 15. Only a couple more prize cars to go. Here we go, Mercedes-AMG GT Roadster again. There you go. It was first given out as a tier 3 prize car, now given out again as a tier 4. So yeah, it has gone down the pecking order. Hint, the most useless Tri-Series prize car of 2024. Can you guess what that is? The tier 2 prize, the tier 3, sorry, being the Lotus Exige Cup 430. A lot of people were joking, and honestly, I can see why. But a lot of people were joking that this Lotus Exige was actually better than the prize car. Remember the stats, by the way, 3691. It was honestly like a lot of people were saying that this thing's just a lot better than the actual prize car. The Mercedes-AMG GT Roadster, again, 3 out of 5, just the same score that I'm giving it. And I've got the Morgan EVA GT at 2 out of 5. This goes to the Mitsubishi MiEV Evolution II. Yeah, the thing was terrible. I remember back then, this was like RQ95, and nobody understood why. Even as an RQ88, just like, have you ever used this car? If you want it, because I want it and I never touched it. But anyway, points, 9 out of 15. Next one, Hint, birthday triple win. Love this prize car. I won this on my birthday. Tier 3 prize car, Aston Martin V12 Vantage, 4 out of 5. Janetta, 2 out of 5, and TVR Tuscan, 1 out of 5. It went up to an epic, but I mean, honestly, it was a pretty bad ultra rare. And it's a terrible epic now. I mean, I fused mine away. I don't own it anymore. But yeah, anyway, that was given to the Ultimate Baby Pininfarina. This was a prize card that you wanted to win, because if you don't get this, chances are you had a pretty bad prize card consolation prize. The Aston Martin is decent, but the Janetta and the TVR Tuscan, points, 7 out of 15. And this one, Hint, we just had it. This should be obvious enough. Caterham JPE was a 4 out of 5 in my opinion. Acura TL 2 out of 5. Audi A4 2 out of 5. We just had it. The KTM Expo GT2, giving us a total score of 8 out of 15. Moving on, we've got the MPV from hell. The RQ76 Volkswagen Arteon was the tier 3 prize car, followed by the Holden HSV and the Subaru Impreza. I didn't win this prize car, and I had the option of getting the Volkswagen Arteon, but I thought that the Holden HSV was better, and I actually went down to tier 4 so I could get that Holden, mainly because you're getting one of the best Australian non-prize cars in the game. You know, epics, at least epics. Medium ground clearance, 94 handling, decent MRA as well. And yeah, a 4 out of 5. It's honestly a great car, better than the Volkswagen, and the Volkswagen isn't even that bad of a car, honestly. But these were the consolation prizes for the Renault Espace F1, giving us a total score of 9 out of 15. I think we only have 2 more to go. Hint, I needed it. The Mitsubishi MiEV Evolution, that's a great epic to give out, honestly speaking. 5 out of 5 in that. Audi R8 was terrible, 2 out of 5. Then the Acura ZDX was a 3 out of 5. This was obviously for the Dodge SRT Viper GT3R, giving us a total score point of 10 out of 15. Last but not least, the last prize car, before we get to the top 3, is the Port Katsu prize car. It's the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG Roadster, 4 out of 5 for the Tier 3 prize car. Tier 4 was the Porsche 911 Speedster, 3 out of 5. I got my colors wrong there. And then the TVR 450 SEAC, which is also 3 out of 5. These are the consolation prize cars with the Peugeot 307 WRC. I did grab myself the SLS AMG Roadster, which was great, honestly. I mean, besides the fact that that was my 3rd one, but you know, if that was my first ever SLS, I'll be happy with that. Points, 10 out of 15. So that's every prize car, tri-series that we've had this year. The top 3 in terms of points, the Draco Dragon was the first one with a 13 out of 15. The Bugatti Divo was second with a point score of 11 out of 15. Now, we had a lot of 10 out of 15s, but the reason why I went for the Mazda RT24 was because it awarded the Hyundai Envision 74, which got on to win you a future prize car a couple months down the line. So, those were the top 3. If you didn't win the Draco or the Divo or the RT24, at least you had some pretty decent consolation prizes, okay? But honestly, the RT24 only decent if you got a tier 4. Tier 3 and the BMW i8 ain't getting you anywhere. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a pretty interesting video, something a little different. And, you know, kind of a little bit of Top Drive's history. But I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville
Atlantic.
Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks. Pin up girls everywhere with the drop dead look. Swing it side to side as we slow dance to the night, when I'll hold your perfect hand and take you out just for a ride.